Hi, I'm Dawn Watson, and this is Right Now on the East End. So glad to have you with us today, and we've got a special treat at the end of this segment. Our good friend and super showman shaman, Bridget LeRoy is coming today, so yay! While we're on a roll with some good news, let's continue that. I want to talk about the East End's COVID-19 numbers, which are way, way down. So as of last week, Stony Brook Southampton Hospital reported that there were no new confirmed coronavirus patients. So that's huge news. It's the first time that they've had this kind of good news to report since March 8th. So that's a major thing. Of course, we still have to continue to practice social distancing and to wear our masks and to wash our hands and do everything possible we can to eradicate this terrible, terrible virus. But in the meantime, just, take that little good news and put that as a little feather in your cap and be happy about that. Also, the hospital on Friday, that's July 31st, last week, said that there were a total of 178 total confirmed COVID patients admitted to the hospital total to date. So that's not so bad. It's not great, but it's better than what we see in most other places. Also, on that date, on Friday, the hospital reported that it had discharged a patient who had recovered from the virus after being plagued with it for 120 days. That is such a huge long time. The patient had been on a ventilator for 4 weeks and recovered. So awesome news. I'm so glad to be able to share that with you. Now, on the more realistic side, considering that we are entering fall and people might start coming back in or maybe relaxing their standards a little bit, the hospital is preparing for a potential of a second wave coming up in the fall. But just again, please be sure to do everything you can so you don't get it and the people that you love don't get it, and so we can finally move on at some point. Isaias came through the East End and swept through and did quite a bit of damage, but not actually quite as much damage as we had planned for, I'm glad to know. You see the photo here on the screen of a car getting walloped by a tree that went down. But most of the damage wasn't too bad, and East Hampton village officials actually, though they did declare a state of emergency that's going to last until this coming Wednesday at 7 a.m. This coming Monday at 7 a.m. Things were not so bad. The town supervisor, Peter Van Scoyac, said on Wednesday afternoon that there had just been about 20 trees that were downed, and they've been cleared already, so that's good. PSEG had reported hundreds of outages across the East End. I actually heard this morning in the car on the way into the studio, WLNG reported that there were 3,000 people still without electricity. So those numbers are a little different than the numbers that I had read about. But everyone should be cleared up by the end of the day today, Thursday. So that's kind of good news, I guess. What we do want to be aware of, though, is the Long Island Railroad has shut down the Montauk Train branch. They are clearing trees and utility poles and power lines from the line right now. I actually drove past and saw a bunch of them today, so I know that's still happening. Southampton Town is still assessing the damage from the tropical storm Isaias. Oh gosh, I can never say it. Isaias. I love to say that. I need to practice it a lot. We do have some other news that is difficult for the gridlock, I guess, so get ready for the gridlock. Thank you, Jason, for putting that photo up. There's going to be a lot of traffic this weekend because President Trump is coming to the area for another fundraiser. I think that there is some sort of fundraiser tonight on Thursday, but the big one is going to be on Saturday at Sandcastle and Bridgehampton. That is the house famously owned by Joe Farrell, where Beyonce in a different lifetime rented it, and so did Sofia Vergara when she was with her ex-boyfriend, Nick Loeb. They had stayed in that place. But this coming Saturday, it is going to be host to yet another Donald Trump fundraiser. And this is the place, obviously, as we all probably have seen in the news, where his son's girlfriend, Kimberly Guilfoyle, had contracted COVID-19 at a packed house party that most people reported was maskless back in June. So we're going to have a lot of traffic, so just be aware for that on Saturday afternoon. Also know that on Friday, there is going to be no respite from the sea as well. Go on. Okay. On Friday, there will be no respite from the sea as well because there is going to be a Trump stock boat parade held on Friday. It starts at 1 o'clock, starting at Orient Point on the North Fork, around the Orient Point Lighthouse, and then it's going to head to Montauk. And it's going to end, the boat parade is going to end around 5 p.m. At the Montauk Lighthouse, and then all the boats are apparently going to be docking at Navy Beach. Now, interestingly, the owner of the Navy Beach Hotel and Restaurant and Bar, Layla Marketo, says that though they will be docking in that area, this is not the event is not affiliated at all with Navy Beach, her business. And actually, the boaters will not be allowed to disembark or go into the Navy Beach business property, and there will be no parking for spectators because of strict social distancing restrictions. Anyone who wants to be at Navy Beach at that time has to have already had a reservation, and the hotel and bar and restaurant will be at 25%. I think it's 25% capacity, so it's already full. So there are going to be a whole lot of people there and nowhere else to go. So just FYI, so keep your keep that in mind when you're traveling on Saturday. So if you've been reading the news or seen stuff on television, I think this is really interesting. There have been all of these mystery seeds that have shown up, I guess, going from politics to politics in some sense, I guess. But there have been all of these mystery seeds from China that have been mailed to different people across this country. And we have our very first package that has shown up in the Hamptons this past week. So there's a lady named Jenny Carmona. She lives in East Hampton, and she posted this photo on her social media that she got some of these Chinese seeds. She says that, and this is on Patch, this reporting happened. And by the way, one of the earlier stories about the trees that was down, and that was the Independence. Apologies for not mentioning that. But anyway, for Jenny Carmona, she said that she got this package in the mail from China, and the package said that there was a ring inside, but there was no ring. It was these seeds. And so she said, I got this in the mail. I did not order any seeds from China. She did then contact the New York State Department of Agriculture, and they told her, as they are telling everyone, so take note, if you do get these seeds sent to you from China, do not plant them. As a matter of fact, don't do anything with them. Just make sure to contact the New York State Department of Agriculture. I'm going to give you that address in just a moment. But it does turn out, though, they've collected a bunch of these seeds from different people who have gotten them, and it says that none of them so far have been invasive as people were worried about, but they have been seeds for mustard plants and cabbage plants and morning glory, herbs and such as mint and sage and rosemary and lavender were also there, and there were some hibiscus and rose seeds that were also found. So interestingly, but again, if you do get something that is a package that you did not order and it's from China and it has seeds in it, don't call 911, but instead send them to, let me see, the person's name you want to send this to is the Office of the State Plant Health Director of New York, and that is care of Christopher Zaloga. Christopher, Zaloga, and he is with the United States Department of Agriculture, and he is at 500 North Carner Road in Albany, New York, 12205. Okay. There's no word yet on what's going to happen with East End schools once the fall semester starts. We're still trying to figure out if we're going to have, in-person learning, online learning, if there's going to be a combination of the two. But reopening plans have been sent to Governor Cuomo, and he is saying that by the end of this week, he should be able to give his kind of pronouncement on what he thinks should happen for New York State schools. But there is one school that is going to be really affected by this if we are going to do in-person learning, and that is the Little Red Schoolhouse in Sagaponack. Here's a story on this in this week's East Hampton Star by Christy Sampson. The school superintendent says that due to increased enrollment, because of all the New Yorkers who have come out here to stay, that Little Red Schoolhouse might actually need to have some backup plan for new digs, because as it is, if any more students come in than are already registered, they're not going to have enough room to safely teach for COVID-19 precautions. So the superintendent, Alan Van Cott, says the current schoolhouse is good for non-COVID type classrooms, but if we were to have a large increase, he says, we wouldn't be able to handle it under the restrictions and requirements. So at this point, though the school district is looking for a backup building just in case, there have been no leases signed and nothing has actually moved forward, but it's just kind of a thought like, if we're going to have in-person learning and there are all these kids in the school district, they're going to have to find someplace else to put them for at least some of the instruction. So interesting to know. Okay, back to some good news, I guess. I guess this is good news. It's real estate news and it's celebrity news, so we're going to call it good news. But the Southampton house where Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie rented back in 2009 is on the market. It's for sale right now for $15.5 million. And that is the house, there we go. Yes, that is actually our friend Laura Euler, her Hamptons Hot Sheet, which is a new real estate publication that just launched. She's written about that, and I think we might be having her on again. We might be having her on here soon. But the house, back to the house is owned by super agent Dolly Lenz, who at one point was president of Douglas Elliman. She now has her own brokerage called the Dolly Lenz Real Estate, and the house in question, her house, is on the market with her daughter, Jennifer Lenz. So it's on Ox Pasture Road in Southampton. It's in the estate section, and it's about 8,000 square feet, and it's got 8 bedrooms, 7.5 bathrooms, and a guest house, and it's all on about 2.2 acres. And again, famous mostly for Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie staying there. And I remember at the time when that happened, people were talking about her perhaps sunbathing in the natural or in the altogether, as they would say. So it made a lot of headlines back in the day. I do have one more piece of this is actually really fantastic good news. So Drew Barrymore, who lives in Sagaponack and who has ties to LTV, is gearing up to debut her new syndicated talk show, totally in competition with this one, by the way. Actually, hers is daily. Here's a nice picture of that here that she posted herself. And the show's going to premiere on September 14th. It's going to be called The Drew Barrymore Show, and it's an hour-long daily show talk show on CBS. It's basically going to be like good news stuff. And we're going to play a promo of her interviewing herself as a younger person, and this is very cleverly spliced together. It's an interview that Drew did when she was a wee child, promoting the movie E.T. back in 1982 when she was on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. So here's a little clip of of Drew Barrymore as an adult interviewing Drew Barrymore as a child for her brand new show, The Drew Barrymore Show. Enjoy.
Please welcome Drew Barrymore.
I've been waiting all my life to meet you.
It's been a wild ride. Can you believe I have 2 daughters around your age?
Kind of scary.
I have so much to fill you in on. Want to hear about our new daytime show?
I'd love to.
We're going to spend an hour every day celebrating life.
Oh.
I'm so excited I could scream. Want to do it with me?
Guys ready?
All right, that's it for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Dawn Watson, and this is Right Now on the East End. Coming up next, a 100% full of fun interview with our friend and the showman shaman, Bridget LeRoy. Stay tuned. Today, we are so fortunate to have my friend, local celebrity, and the showman shaman.
That's me.
I deem that term for her. Miss Bridget LeRoy.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Welcome, Bridget.
Local celebrity, oh my God, the performance anxiety is killing me.
You know, and here's the great thing, because I'm like, she's my friend.
Yeah,
This local celebrity, she's my friend.
Dawn Watson's my friend.
Yeah.
I love Dawn Watson.
Oh my gosh.
So it's fun to see you.
It's so nice to see you. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you for asking me.
Oh, sure. You know, I was going over this in my head before, when you said you'd come on. I'm like, I could literally have 2 months worth of shows just from your immediate family. Right?
Of course.
You have so many, famous, interesting, creative.
And it's funny. I went from being, Harry Warner's great-granddaughter, Mervyn LeRoy's granddaughter, Warner LeRoy's, Tony Walton, Jen LeRoy's daughter, Kay LeRoy's daughter, to being Georgia Warner's mother.
I love it.
Like, when do I get to be me? When do I get to be Bridget? Anyway.
Jason, can you please show that picture, that face of Bridget again? Georgia LeRoy's mother.
Damn her eyes.
Or Georgia
No,
Warner's mother.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
That's
Georgia Warner.
hilarious. Who I just had, she was my very first guest on this show.
That was wonderful, and I'm so, I mean, I'm grateful, not that I had anything to do with it, but she is a wonderful actress and person.
Well,
human.
you did kind of power broker the situation when I called you in a panic saying, I really,
Can we change-
really.
Can we change my name from local celebrity to power broker?
Yes.
Because I think that just sounds so much more Hamptonsy.
It really does.
I'm a power broker.
Power, yeah, and you've even got your power stance.
Yes, power exactly. And my really important banana
exactly.
shirt. So,
well, there's a Lou Reed kind of reference to that as well, I guess, right?
Yeah, and Andy Warhol, a little bit of
Yeah,
it's actually a friend of mine, and she's a female designer.
I like
single mom.
It looks like a smile, too.
Yeah, or a level for my nipples. I don't know if you can say nipples at
Hoist
LTV, but we'll find out. I don't know. Just make sure that they're level. They're smiling at you. They're smiling at you, Dawn.
This is going to be a wild ride.
Sorry.
In case anyone hasn't noticed this already.
Should I just apologize now?
Oh my God, I love it.
I'll just apologize now.
Okay, so we have 15 minutes and it's going to be fast.
Okay.
Fast.
Yes.
What's new?
Well, there's a lot going on, surprisingly. The Independent was kind of folded into Dan's Papers, The Independent, which is a paper I co-founded in 1993, and I did not make the leap to Dan's Papers with that, but I still seem to have some sort of cachet, because tonight I'm interviewing Harlan Coben for the East Hampton Library. Tomorrow I'm interviewing Julie Andrews and Emma Walton Hamilton.
Yes.
Also for the East Hampton Library, authorsnight.org
Yes.
for tickets. I think Julie and Emma, it's sold out.
Yes,
But
it sold out early.
it did.
Yes.
That's great. So that's really great. And I'm also doing this series in the fall with Matriarch, which is Patricia Asui Reed has a store in Sag Harbor called Matriarch, and it's like Ark, like Noah's Ark. It's MATRIARK.com, matriarch.com, and it's like all women's fashion, women's jewelry, she only does things that have to do with women, and I'm going to be doing a series where I speak to Black and Indigenous women of color from the East End, and I'm going to have a series once a month where I interview women, and we've got wonderful women lined up, but it's still, her newsletter hasn't gone out yet, so I'm going to leave it to her to make the announcement. But I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it as well. That's amazing.
It's really and I'm thrilled to be asked, because I'm like, who am I?
Right. Well, I mean, you're somebody, and you really know everyone, and everyone knows you. So I think it's yeah. Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait to see this.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Now you also have another big thing happening, which is it's like, I said this because I was furloughed at the end of April, and then I have this and 14,000 other things.
Yeah, you've got the Hampton Spa Sand. You've got everything going on. But we've known each other forever. Like, you're like my sister from another Mr. and Mrs.
You said this at a birthday party. I'm not going to mention the number that you said. And I love it because your mom was Jen LeRoy was like I guess not LeRoy now.
Yeah, she is. She's still LeRoy
okay.
Walton. Yeah.
She was like, yes, and I love that. Like, we're sisters from other mothers.
We've known each other
not
all the time. We've done it. We've had the same jobs. We've both been arts editors. We've both, we've done
We've
a lot
both
of the same
had
stuff.
every job on the East End, I think.
Just about.
I think between the two of us, we actually should stop so other people can have jobs.
If I had made the jump to Dan's Papers, I would have had my EGOT. My Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, that would have been it. But I didn't make the cut. What can I tell you? So it's okay.
There's still time, but
no, it really is okay. It really is okay, because I have other directions in which I'm going.
Really. Yeah, and you can also still do a podcast or do a television show.
Well, I have the show on WLIW every Sunday at 4:00.
I cannot believe I've just totally blitzed. Of course you do.
Well, I forgot it too. Just to make you feel better.
I actually did that with you one time.
Yes, you did. We had Minerva on.
Oh, for Pete's sakes.
So it's Sundays on the East End. Sundays on the East End on 88.3 WLIW now, FM. And you can also stream it online, WLIW.org/radio. And we've had some really fascinating guests. We really, just even recently, we've had really amazing people on. So it's always people who have something to do with the East End. My partner is Alex Sokolow, who was my high school prom date.
I never knew that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I knew he wrote Toy Story, but I didn't know he was your prom date.
That's how we know each other. I mean, that we didn't meet at the prom. Clearly, we were old friends.
Right.
But yeah, we went to the prom together. He was my boy. He was my boyfriend. as Cloris Leachman says in Young Friends, Frankenstein. He was my boyfriend. Yes, he was. But it was a
Wow.
long time ago, and now we do the show, and I think we do a good counterpoint together. We've had, and we, like I said, we just had Paul Anacone on. We've had Sophie Hawkins. We've had Julie Andrews and Emma Walton,
Right.
and lots of terrific, interesting people.
Nice.
So that's fun.
Wow.
So I
Okay.
do still have that.
We have to talk about the big thing.
The showman,
The
as you
showman
say.
shaman.
I
thing.
love this. Okay.
I'm so glad.
yes, so I am a shaman.
Copyright.
I've also I've gotten my yoga teacher certification. I teach Jaguar Path yoga, and you can actually look up jaguarpath.com if you're interested. No pressure, of course, but it's a really wonderful way of combining all of the different kind of ancient or let's say before traditional medicine practices of like yoga, Ayurveda, a little bit of Chinese medicine, just everything kind of coming, and Peruvian. It's Incan shamanism.
So very ancient.
Yeah, very
practices here.
ancient practices that honor the divine feminine, that honor power animals and magic. And people go magic, they think of like, Merlin or something like that. And it really has to do with energy. It just has to do with the energy. Everybody can access it. There's no magic to magic. I mean,
Right.
it really is something that you can train yourself. If anybody's done Qigong or Tai Chi or yoga, you can feel energy. I mean, you can literally, we all are made of energy. That's the blood goes through our bodies, our heart pumps. And I just learned so much on the Jaguar Path, and I am now a shaman. I have clients. I'm also a certified life coach. What does certification mean? Like nothing, because you can get one, but I am a certified life coach. And
Another power stance.
yeah,
She's
so,
got it.
So what I've been doing lately is I have a, very exclusive, and especially during the pandemic, roster of clientele who come to my house where I have a studio. And
Your studio looks amazing, by the way.
thank you.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, that was just another blessing. Just
Yeah.
came out of nowhere, and I've had such wonderful people just kind of come and help.
Well, it's magic and
It
it's
is.
energy. And I think that, we've talked about this in
Right.
off camera before, but
Yeah.
there is something to that. I mean, you feel it. I feel it in this room right now.
Yeah,
Right? There's
yeah,
there's
absolutely.
a powerful energy here.
Well, we manifest,
Yeah.
and everybody can do it. Everyone can manifest. So what I think of myself is I'm just kind of a conduit to help people. We do a little talk. We try to identify what issue they may have, and I get them on the table, and we do a little kind of hands-on or energy work. And guess what? They come back. So I guess I'm doing something
You're
right.
doing something right. I can't wait to do it. I'm going to do it soon.
I know, and
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to coming to your home and doing a blessing ceremony as well, because that's the other thing that I really feel so drawn to, and that I've had like some success with already, is doing kind of energy clearing and blessing ceremonies for houses. And out here in the Hamptons, so many houses go up on the market, and sometimes it's because there's been a divorce or a death or something. There's sadness. The house has a sad energy, and to whether it's real estate agents or the clients or the sellers themselves or the buyers, maybe they want to just. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like I'm like that little woman from Poltergeist, like I pronounce your house clean. No, shamans have senses of humor, but especially jaguar shamans, because the jaguars are playful. But yeah, I love going in and doing that, and I find the energy, and I do a clearing, and I do a blessing ceremony. I call in the 6 directions, and I really love to do it. And I am of the lineage of this Peruvian Quero shamanism, so I don't feel like I'm co-opting someone else's like religion or.
What do you mean you're of the lineage? What does that mean? Are you related to this ancient
means-
person?
Ray Christ, who is my instructor, my shaman instructor, or my shaman sensei, if you prefer, and that's the Jaguar Path or jaguarpath.com. He had stage 4 kidney cancer, and he went to Peru. He was already studying Chinese medicine and yoga and stuff, and he went to Peru. And first they did like a read on him and his right kidney. They were like, "No, you need to go to the shamans in the north." And he was like Alaska, like what do you mean? And he said they were like, "No, surgeons. You have to have that taken out." So.
Shamans in the north.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. So
With scalpels.
he gave his right. He left his right kidney at Johns Hopkins, but the cancer came back 2 years later, and he was just like, "Screw it, I'm going to go to the jungle." And he hooked up with these Quero shaman. I can't remember the exact area that they're in. I should know. I think it's near Cusco. And he spent like 3 or 4 years down there, and finally he became an elder They call him brother. I'm a Pampamasaic, which is I'm a little one. I'm a little shaman.
Well, that makes. I mean, you're a
baby
tiny little
shaman.
person. You're a cute little person,
I'm
right?
a baby shaman, and he's a big shaman. But anyway, they said you need to go and teach this, and he was like, how do I teach this? And they said in English. Like the idea is that. The ancient ways, the ancient people are earth keepers. Right now, oh my God, do we need earth keepers?
kidding.
We need them. We need people to take care of Pachamama, to take care of Mother Earth, and to be connected again. And it's all about connection. And like I said, I'm just a conduit to help people get connected with themselves. So that's really what shamanism is. It just means the knower. It's
I like it. Well, that was so weird, Bridget.
It's me. What can I tell you? It's
Oh
the
my
power.
gosh.
The power of the elk. It's the power of the citrine point.
I love it. Well, so obviously you guys are watching this. You don't know what happened. We were talking about the Keepers of the Earth, and then Jason had to pop in and say, ladies, something strange is...
This has never happened to me before.
That's what he did
I've
say.
heard that before.
That's what he did say. He said, no, the whole system just kind of like blew.
Right?
Because of the energy in the room,
Yes.
we think. And I'm going with it because I think it's true.
Well, let's get back to shamanism because I know we're limited on time, and I wanted to just explain a little bit about the Jaguar Path because I also am now a yoga instructor. But the yoga isn't... it's not that I'm putting anyone down. It's not like mystical or sacred or like, it's really understandable. And I do Jaguar Path yoga, which I learned from Jaguar Path, obviously. And it really has to do with, we have 7 chakras. And people go, oh, what's that? That's some kind of crazy talk. And, chakras are the glands in your body.
Right.
So each chakra corresponds to a gland.
Right.
And
Yoga practitioners will know this. I mean,
of course. But humans may not know this, just regular people. So, and if you think about it, like your root chakra is your ovaries or your testes, and then you've got your sacral chakra is your adrenals, and then you've got your pancreas is your solar plexus, your heart is your thymus, I think, or thymus, but it's also your heart. Your heart is kind of a gland. You've got your thyroid in your throat. You have your pituitary and your pineal, or as my teacher says, pineal. Because he's
that's better than
endocrines and intestines. Because he's Greek, he says that.
I like it. That's better than penal,
right? Anyway, I love when we're together. but what the Jaguar does is it also equates the animals from Peruvian shamanism with each of the chakras. So you have at your root chakra, you have Sachamama, which is the great serpent Amaru.
I'm going to start calling my root chakra
Sachamama.
Sachamama.
Sachamama. Because, well, we can have fun with it too. That's the thing. But Sachamama, the serpent, really represents, crawling belly to belly with Mother Earth. So it really is the root. It's the serpent is belly to belly, always feeling Pachamama, which is Mother Earth, the way, like, honoring her, but also shedding its skin. So it's about moving forward as well.
Okay.
So that's your root chakra. The next chakra, your sacral chakra, is your adrenals, right? So think about that. And that is the great Jaguar Odorongo. So that is the Jaguar Path. The Jaguar is kind of here on this earth. It is walking with no fear. It's being able to be as stealthy and strong, but also soft. Think of those big patty paws. So really being able to walk with sensuality and playfulness.
Okay.
So that's the Odorongo. And then we move up to our solar plexus, and it's Colimbri, the hummingbird. The hummingbird is the weirdest bird. I'm telling you, I have them all around my house now. But the Colimbri, hummingbird, that's the Quechua word, and it's also other words as well, but use that. But the hummingbird is the only bird that can fly backward. So it has to do with ancestors, being able to look at your past without staring at it, but also being always aware of the nectar at the end of every journey.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and
that's beautifully put.
The yoga that I do has to do with all of these, so you get to experience them. And then I'll just go up to the heart chakra, because the heart chakra is Condora. And if you think about it, the heart is like the horizon, because there's also another 3 chakras above, there's 3 chakras below. So if you were to fold your body in half, the heart would be your horizon. And the condor flies really high up above. You can go up into the Andes, and the condors are still way, way high above. So it's being able to have a bird's eye perspective of your life, being able to look down at everything and kind of see where you can change without necessarily being emotionally attached to it, and also always being wing to wing with great spirit. So we go through all of these, and then we have Elephanta, which is the elephant, or Kukuvaya, which is the owl. I know.
Kukuvaya,
Orca,
I like that.
Orca is the one that's attaches to divine the divine energy. This is inner wisdom. Think about an owl, inner wisdom, right?
Third eye.
So,
right.
So when we do yoga, I don't even like calling it yoga, because when I hear yoga, I think, oh, exercise. It isn't that. It's really about opening up the rivers of your body so that your soul can shine through. You know, the windows of your soul. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
Cool.
And
I can't wait to do it myself with you.
This
is very exciting.
I'm very excited.
We're going to have to IGTV live that.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah. Maybe we can get Jason to my house and we can do it. Jason, can you do that?
Well,
yes.
As long
He's
as
smiling.
as long as the equipment doesn't go out again.
Exactly. Well, we're going to blow that house down, is what I think.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love doing the blessing ceremonies, because really, even I was talking about the sadness, or if there's been a death, or if there's been divorce. But let's face it, like, you know, I'm not trying to get political here, but this is stolen land, people. And so there's a lot of blood and tears on this land. And every house, to be able to get that kind of blessing from Pachamama, to be able to feel a forgiveness, and then to be able to bring good energies in, it really does make the house feel lighter. I mean, I'm not kidding. I call ceremonial space every morning. And I have, my days are great. What can I tell you? As long as the equipment works.
Hey, I'm fully behind you. I can't wait to use your services. I can't wait to help in any way I can. You know, my name is Dawn, so
Yes,
the
of
early morning
course.
light. Of course, we're
And I'm bridge. I'm a
You're a
bridge.
bridge.
I'm a conduit.
yeah
So there you go, Dawn
together.
and Bridge.
There we
Bridge
go.
And Dawn.
There we go. Oh, that's a perfect time to end, I guess. Sadly, because I could do this all day
thank
long.
you.
But thank you so much, Bridget, for coming. You've been a great special guest. I hope to have you back.
I love being here. Thank you so much for having me. And
Namaste.
if people want to look me up, it's BridgetLeRoy.com is my website. It has everything.
Right under on you. And I also want to thank the man in the booth, Jason Nauer. Thank you so much.
Love you, Jason.
We'll be back next week, Thursdays at 5 every single week, and then episodes air throughout the week after, right now on the East End with Dawn Watson. Bye-bye.